Good morning, everyone. We'll be getting going in a few minutes. We'll start at 10:10. Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing? Everybody all right? How did week 1 go? Good, mostly. Everybody figuring this out? Yeah, it's a little bit more controlled than we had to deal with in March. So I think I'm hoping things are going a little bit smoother. So let's hope it continues. So before we get going with some announcements for today, questions, concerns, comments, barriers, anything else, nightmares, any other questions? It looked like, based on what you had submitted for last week in terms of the scavenger hunt and the surveys and all of those things, most people had figured things out. So that's great. I'm glad we were able to spend a couple of days during that first week just getting everything settled. So we're not spending energy or nervous energy trying to figure all of that out and missing out on other things. So now that we're all mostly set, that is great. If I know a couple of you joined the class a little bit late, but you were able to catch up as well, from what I can see, doing really well, getting up to speed. So if there are again any glitches, let me know, especially in the glitches and life hacks chat channel. So, and that's kind of where we're going to be talking about these kinds of things, like technology, or where can I find stuff, or where are we meeting, those kinds of things. That's going to be kind of in that space. So good. Let me take you guys to Teams to show you a couple of new things that have happened since I saw you last. Now, at this point, if you're not on Teams, please contact me by email as soon as possible. Because I'm transferring most of our communication to Teams. So I'm going to be using chat more than I will be emails. I'll be using announcements in Teams on our channel more than I'll be using emails. So this course is going to live in Teams as a community. Okay, so feel free to text me within Teams. I'll respond to that. I just want to create this kind of an environment where it's interactive and it's familiar, and we know how to access everything. So, and thank you for all of you who have your video on. It's nice to actually see live humans. So I appreciate that, because it's nice to be actually talking to interactive faces. It's helpful. So let me share screen right now with you guys and show you a little bit about Teams. All right. Let's see. Do you guys see it? I need a thumbs up from somebody. Anybody? I got nods. Good. All right. So this is our Teams, right? So this is the general site, and you see that across here, you've all explored this. That's great. One thing I wanted to point out is that under Files, if I click here, now there are two new folders. One is the textbook resources. I see from your scavenger hunt that some of you have ordered the loose leaf paper. That's the loose leaf textbook. That's great. Any of you have ordered already gotten it? Yes, good. Anybody still waiting? Sorry, I'm looking down because that's where you all are now. Anybody still waiting? Okay, a couple of you still waiting. All right. And so for the time that we're still waiting, I've put up the chapter 7, which is the chapter we're starting with. And there are going to be chapter 7, sections 1 and 2, sections 3 and 4, and section 5 and 6. Those are the textbook pages, and then the activities pages all in one document. So for the time being, for those of you that are waiting, feel free to download that and use it as your printout or on your tablets, whatever you'd like. Okay. I had a question about the classroom notebook. Classroom notebook is there. I can't remove it, and I have not yet figured out how I'm going to use it as part of class. Okay, so I've used it before, but this year it seems like I'm not finding a spot for it. But you are welcome to use it as the notebook for your class to take notes, etc. So it's up to you, but there's nothing that's going to be new in there. So the one thing that I wanted to really tell you is this assignments tab. And under the assignments tab is really where we're going to have everything come up. So last week, and you can see here, last week we had the technology scavenger hunt, which linked to a couple of other questionnaires. And I graded and returned by far majority of actually everything that was submitted, okay, to me by now. So you can go back and see any comments or suggestions or questions that I had in that scavenger hunt for you, okay? I made a mistake in this one, or it's not a mistake, I didn't know that I had to choose before I assigned it, but I didn't allow multiple submissions on this particular, on the 0th week on the scavenger hunt. That isn't going to be how we're going to run for the rest of the semester. I will attempt to remember to allow multiple submissions so that if I return something to you, that you're able to say, oh, right, you know, there was a question, I need to resubmit, and then you can resubmit that part. All right, so I'm going to provide you lots of different opportunities to get this finished. Also, if you noticed, for some of you that were running a little bit late, in submitting it, it told you that you were late, but it still accepted it. That is going to be a standing kind of culture of the course. I would like everybody to stay on track from week to week. We will have assignments that are due, but life happens, and especially this semester. So I don't want you to think, oh, it's past due, so I shouldn't do it anymore. Do it anyway. Let's get the work done. Even if it's a little bit late, it's fine. Let's just get it in. Okay. And you know, I'll be communicating with everybody if I see that you're constantly running back or you're falling further behind. All right, so hopefully this week I figured that out. So hopefully this week you're both going to be able to resubmit assignments, and you're going to be able to submit them late. So let's hope for that. Now, every week from now on, now that we're covering content, you will see this fall 2020 Math 14 week 1 classwork. All the week's tasks are going to be up here in form of an assignment. Okay. Does that make sense? Like I want to put them all in one place so that you can go to one place and go from there and use it as a check mark, as a to-do list effectively. So let's take a look at this. So you'll open it up, it'll look familiar with the way that your scavenger hunt looked. I've asked you some things. There's still some follow-up technology that in Teams I know how to target messages using @mentions in Teams, edit, delete messages in Teams, use chats for private messages, schedule a meeting to invite attendees, and use the search tool to find specific messages. If you know how to do that, that's great. Just check them off. If you don't know how to do that, I've posted videos, short videos about how to do each one of those things in the glitches and life hacks. Go through those and make sure you know how to do those, because that's going to allow us to use the full functionality of the course. There are 2 videos on Edpuzzle that I'd like you to watch, and those are Deborah Lowenberg-Ball, Knowing Math to Teach, and Alessandra King, A Brief History of Numerical Systems. Okay, so you will go there to Edpuzzle, log into our course, complete those 2, check them off. Also, you will find that on Edpuzzle, we are now going to be looking at sections 7.1 and 7.2 in the textbook. So the way that we're going to do all of our content work in the textbook is we're going to look at your ideas first, then we're going to do a video lesson, and then we're going to look at the textbook chapter. So this is the way every single new section is going to be laid out every single week. Let's say we're doing section 7.1 this week. I'm going to ask you to read all the activities on section 7.1 and do your best to answer what you could, right? So that's your ideas. What are you bringing into this experience from your past knowledge, from what you know already? Okay, I'm not expecting you that as you look at the activities for section 7.1, you're going to be able to answer them all. If you are, great, and you shouldn't be in this class, but I'm not expecting that you would. And honestly, I don't know a lot of practicing teachers that would be able to answer them all completely either. There's a lot of food for thought. Some of these activities are really, really thought-provoking. So, but before you learn what I think about them or what the textbook author thinks about them, I'd like you to put down what you think about them. That's a very, very important aspect. So you read all the activities first and see what you can do. Then on Edpuzzle, there is a video of me talking through chapter 7.1 activities. So then you watch that. Okay, and flesh out your notes. Like whatever you weren't able to answer, take notes and see what you can, more ideas you can get around those activities. And finally, once you're done with both of those, I would like you to go back and read the section 7.1 in the textbook and see if you can get more information from that. The reason I'm not asking you to pre-read the textbook or to pre-watch my videos is because I want to know your thoughts. This is about your thoughts on this, right? And I don't want to drown them out. Remember how we were talking about how important it is to bring all the ideas and all the different perspectives into the conversation? That's why I want you to, it's really important for you to write down your thoughts, write down your ideas and where you're coming from before getting kind of the input from me or from the textbook, okay? Any questions on that? Everybody good? All right. So section 7.2 is going to be the same. Every section is going to be the same. Okay. So you're going to pre-read read the activities on your own. look at your own ideas. Then there's a video on Edpuzzle. You're going to do that. That's my explanation of this, of the activities. And then there's a textbook chapter that you can read. Okay. Now, so that's those are the videos on Edpuzzle. And there are two articles that I would like you to read through that are really good. We're going to be using for the rest of the semester. One of them talks about the different kinds of knowledge that is needed for teaching, and it's a very important article. It's by the same author who this Deborah Lowenberg-Ball, that she's explaining more about this idea that she's talking about here, the knowing math to teach. So I'd like you to read through that. That article is in the articles folder. So if I go back here, I'm going to close this under files. You see this course articles. So you go there and you find the content knowledge for teaching article, and it should open up for you. Okay. Now, it's a long article. I highlighted the specific passages that I want you to focus on. So those are the things that I really would like you to read and process. If you then feel inspired to read more about the actual research that went into developing these ideas, then please read the whole article. But I've highlighted passages that are really important as we get into the discussion here. Okay. And kind of looking at here, the mathematical tasks of teaching, et cetera, et cetera. Does that make sense? So then, if we go back to assignments, it says here, read the highlighted regions and make sure that you're able to define the following areas of the MKT egg diagram on page 403. And this is just make sure that you understand what those things are in your own mind. And then I'm only asking you to actually write descriptions for two of them, the horizon content knowledge and the specialized content knowledge. Okay, and you fill those in your own words. All right, and then finally, there's another article there with, it's called the knowledge dimension, and that talks about the difference between factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, and procedural knowledge and metacognitive knowledge. And read through that and just explain again two of those, procedural and conceptual, in here. And then any questions, concerns, anything else that you have for this week. That's the tasks, all the tasks for the week. And except for the one that you've already seen, which is, which is this. Yeah, student view. Okay, which is this, which is the how to learn course for students course, right? Some of you have already started, but that's up there. I'm thinking that I will extend the deadline on this one, but I need feedback from you. So let me know if you're running a bit late on getting this one done. I'm happy to extend the deadline. Okay, now let me see, let me close, stop screen share and go back to our chat. I'm seeing there are a couple of things in chat. Will the work and Pearson work be on this assignment page? So yes, I'm hoping, my goal is to put all of your, to create these assignment pages as your checkoff list for the to-do list for the week. Okay, with all the links and all the descriptors and everything. Okay. Will the grade be updated during the semester to reflect our current grade in the class? So that's a really good question. I am trying to figure out how we're going to do that exactly. The Teams grade tab is showing you everything that you've done and everything that I've graded on Teams. So the assignments and any courses or anything like that. Edpuzzle will show you a grade for anything that you have completed in Edpuzzle. The combined grade for you guys, I'm going to have to calculate myself right now because neither Edpuzzle nor Teams is able to do that. And I am working on trying to figure out what technology I'm going to use to communicate that to you. Okay, I'll let you know. But right now, in terms of weekly work on Teams, weekly work on Edpuzzle, most of those things are completion grades. Okay, so this is part of you participating and working in the course. So I'm not grading for correctness, I'm not grading for accuracy. I'm looking at those two things as completion. Have you finished the videos? Have you done all of those things, all of the tasks that have been required for the course? There's another question in here, the tests and quizzes. The actual content knowledge grades are going to come in when we are talking about video assignments, the problem sets, and the written assignments. So if you looked at the syllabus, right, you saw that in addition to completing the work for the semester, there were going to be 6 video explanation assignments. There were going to be 2 written assignments, and there are going to be 2 problem sets. So those are the ones that I'm going to be looking at, your knowledge, your understanding, the quality of the work. Okay, they're going to happen about once a week starting not this week, next week. Okay, so we're starting with a video explanation. The video explanation is, we're going to use that YouTube that you've set up, and I'm going to give you a problem or a topic or an idea or a student work for you to actually talk to, like to explain, talk about, and videotape yourself, post it on YouTube privately if you'd like, or unlisted if you'd like, and send it in to me as a link. Okay, and I will grade them for actual accuracy and correction and understanding. It's important for us to be able to do that verbally because we will be doing that as teachers, right? And now we have the technology to do that. It doesn't matter to me if you script and practice and this is the 17th take that you have done. It's totally fine. Take as many takes as you need. If it's the first take, that's fine too. Okay, but what you need to do is you need to communicate to me verbally on this video your understanding. Do you need to be in the picture? No, you don't. I ask you to introduce yourself. So initially you would say, you know, my name is, and I am taking, this is a video for this course that I'm taking at Bridgewater State University. But after that, you can change your video and take video of your hands explaining or writing or whatever you want to do, or doing with manipulatives, right? So that's fine, but we'll talk more about those particular things as we get closer. The written assignment, that there are 2 of those, are going to be effectively letters, the kinds of things that you would be writing as a teacher of mathematics, right, in elementary school. So a letter to the parents about why what we're learning is important to their children and how they can support. Okay, that's going to be one of the written assignments. The other written assignment is also going to be a letter to a different audience. I haven't yet finalized which audience is going to be to, but it could be a mentor or it could be a colleague who disagrees with you. So it's either going to be a peer or it's going to be a mentor, so somebody who you're writing kind of to somebody with more experience. Okay, and again, those things are some things that you will be doing as teachers. Okay. And then the 2 problem sets are going to be, imagine the idea of a midterm and a final without the pressure of it being a midterm and a final. Okay, so effectively they are like take-home exams. Okay, so I will give you a day to complete them. Whenever the scheduled day is, I'll post the dates, the general dates for all of these things, hopefully later today. But it'll be posted in the morning at say 8 o'clock in the morning. It'll become available. You need to get it back to me before the end of the night. Okay. You can probably ask me if you're allowed to use calculator, phone, whatever. Yes, it's a take-home open book project idea. I would like for you to do it on your own without any kind of human assistance. But, and that's going to be part of kind of the agreement that you will make with me when you're taking that. But I'm not going to be on, you know, what is it called, lockdown browser or any of that other kind of stuff. Okay, it's just it's a take-home exam. So I'm hoping that that answered the question about tests and quizzes, because they're not effectively there. We're going to be doing things that are more relevant to your work as a teacher. Okay, so as a teacher, it's going to be very seldom that somebody is going to be putting you in front of a test where you can't use resources and you can't, you know, you have an hour to finish. So I'm trying to mimic what your life is actually going to look like. Okay. So the grade being updated. So we talked about that. I still can't find a how to learn math for students assignment on the cloud on YouCubed. Okay, let me, so Eve, let's touch base on chat for that, and then we'll figure that out, because I think I've seen that most people have viewed it. Is anybody else having that problem? That the problem that I think Eve is having is that you're seeing the course for teachers, not course for students. Now, course for students is around an hour. Course for teachers is around 6 weeks. I'm not asking you to do the course for teachers right now. I just want you to get a sense of the course for students. So who else is having a challenge finding that? Okay, Mary. All right, so let me try to figure out another way to get that to you. YouCubed, okay. Mary and Eve. And then I will get back to you about that. Okay. They've gone through a platform change over the summer. So they've gone from one particular learning management system to another. In the past, they would send you a completion certificate. I'm finding out from some of you guys that have done this early this year, thank you, that they're no longer doing that. They are just kind of letting you finish the course, and that's it for your own benefit. That's great. But in order to submit something to me, kind of as proof that you've done it, take a screenshot at any point in the course where it says it's completed, or these are, you know, anytime where it shows all the tasks that you've done, something to show me that you have done it, okay? And it can be different for each one of you. Just remember that at some point when you feel like you're done, take a screenshot of that page, okay? And then submit it in the assignment on tasks, on Teams. Any questions on that? Okay. All right. So I think that's all I have on chat. Let me just make sure that I've got everything that I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, yes. So first of all, remember that tomorrow is Monday. For those of you that think tomorrow is Thursday, it's Monday, right? And we do that at Bridgewater a couple of times a year, where President Clark says, nope, I decree that on our campus it's Monday. So what that means is that tomorrow my by appointment office hours are from 10 to 2, because we're going to make believe that it's Monday. So if you're having any issues with technology, any issues, any questions, any even food, just conversations that you want to have, feel free to reach out to me. So there are a couple of ways to do that. One is to literally request a meeting with me on Teams, because when it's just one-on-one, we can work through Teams. That's not a problem. When it's a whole class at this point, I like to work on Zoom, because I can break you into small groups like we did last class. Okay. Teams is only going to be able to do that in January. So for now, we're on Zoom. But if it's a one-on-one meeting, chat chat me up on Teams. Make a meeting, suggest a meeting time with me on Teams for that by appointment. So it's going to be, it's really easy. I'm here anyway. I'm stuck here in front of my computer for pretty much 7 days a week. Okay, these days. So feel free to reach out. So that's tomorrow. And then on Friday is a drop-in office hours. So that actually means that you don't even have to make an appointment with me. I'll be hanging out here that you can drop in on. Okay, on Zoom.
So
okay.
Are we not meeting tomorrow then?
We're not meeting, it's not a required meeting. We're only getting kind of this kind of meeting once a week on Wednesdays at this point.
Okay.
Tomorrow is by appointment. So just request a meeting with me on Teams. Friday, you can drop in, but it's all as you need. Because at this point, you have a chunk of work that you need to be doing that I've already pushed out to you, right? That's that assignment and the course. So you know what you're doing. I don't need to babysit or kind of be there while you're doing that. That's the asynchronous part. But I want to make sure that I'm available if you run into questions or if you feel like, you know, you're beginning to bang your head on the wall. I don't want you to be banging your heads on the walls. I would rather you reach out to me and say, hey, you know, I don't get this. What's going on? Right? Okay. So, and that's what the Mondays and the Fridays are for. All right. The announcements on Teams, did you guys catch the announcements on Teams? Sometimes it shows up with a kind of a loudspeaker symbol, right? So keep an eye out for that. This is how we're going to communicate. So this is in Teams, this is our environment, this is our community. So check on Teams regularly. If you have notifications that you can set up, if it's on your phone, do that, because then you'll know when things come up. Okay, but we're going to be in this world. So I talked to you about the assignment of the week. That's on the assignments tab with all the links. And then that every time we reach a new section, you're going to do the my ideas, right? So your ideas, read through them, answer what you can, then the video, and then the textbook. So that's going to be for every single section that we talk about. And that's all I have. So any more questions that you guys have for this week before I let you go and get onto the tasks? Yeah.
Will we be using MyMathLab for anything like assignment-wise?
No, so the idea for MyMathLab, and this is why I asked you guys in the scavenger hunt to do the trial, is only to get access to the book. Okay. So for some of you guys, you decided to get the ebook, and that's great. In that case, you have access to MyMathLab for the rest of the semester to get the ebook. For some of you guys, you decided to order the loose leaf book. Great. That's all you need to do. Once you return, once your trial expires, just let it expire, and we will never go back there again.
Okay, because I got an access code for it, and I was trying to like plug it in, and it said that there was just something wrong. So I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to miss out on anything.
Well, do you have a textbook?
I do. I have the loose leaf one.
Okay, so that's all you. Then you have everything you need.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Yeah, Tori.
Hi. So I just added into this class. Do
Welcome.
I need an activities book? Like, where do I put my notes?
Excuse me. So yeah, a couple of ways. So first of all, if so, this is the older version of the book that it's half the book that we are using. In the actually, oh, I even lied. Never mind. Okay. The book, the loose leaf book, when you get it, it's pretty thick. The first half of it is textbook with that's going to look something like this, right? With explanations, the regular textbook style. On the back is going to be a section that says activities. And those will look more like a question that it asks and then space for you to complete, to put in your answers.
Okay.
So though we're going to be focusing on the activities book, and that's going to be our kind of spine as we go through the course. So you're going to pull out those activity books, chapter 7 and chapter 9 for this course. You're going to start working through chapter 7, 7.1. Right, you can write on those, right? Those books are cheaper than, you know, the hardcover bound, but they're not returnable, so they are consumable, right? So write on those activity pages, and then once you've done that, then you can go watch my video. In my video, I literally write on the activity pages. You'll see it's a screen capture of me working on the activity pages. So you will be looking through that again, and then you'll go back to the textbook part of it, to what like the author Sibylla Beckman has to say, and then you can use that to enhance your understanding of the activities even more.
Okay, so I got the ebook, like I purchased that yesterday on Pearson Labs. So was it at the end of that, the activities? So I can
Yeah.
just check it out, maybe, possibly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the other guys of you that have it. The ebook, I believe, is at the end of the textbook of the the activities are at the end of the e-textbook as well, and they're numbered CA something, right? Page CA1, CA2, etc. So once you get to pages CA, that's when you're in activity world. And that too will start with like CA chapter section 1, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, so you get to chapter 7.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And you can print those out, or you can save. I'm not sure how the ebook works. I think you might be able to comment in the My Math Lab on the pages there. Yes, chapter 7 is ratio and proportions.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Anything else? And for those of you, if you have the ebook, but you want to print out the activities, I didn't tell you this, but I posted them, right? So just go, it's not a copyright infringement if you own the book, but go and download those and print those out. Okay, so you do have a PDF of those activities. Okay, so if for some reason the ebook, the way that their interface doesn't work for you, just use the PDF. Okay. Any other questions, concerns, comments? All right. So if you're all good, then I'm gonna let you guys loose. Stay in touch, right? So the way we're seeing this is you have your tasks to do for the week. You have your goals, but stay in touch with me if you have any problems or questions, and stay in touch with each other on Teams on our channels. Okay. All right. We'll get through this together. Okay. Have a good week, and I will, if I don't see you tomorrow or Friday for drop-in hours, I will see you guys next Wednesday. Hello, kids in the background. All right. Have a good one.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, thank you.